As a woman, dealing with a man who knows his worth is literally like the most like humbling experience ever, because he will literally cut your ass off. Like, he'll let you slide on a couple of crazy things, but like that final one, your ass is cut. And that shit is so heartbreaking, because it's like when a nigga mess up, you like, boy, you will never hit this again. But when you mess up, and you really gotta accept the fact that you messed up and that you will never hit that again, that is very humbling, okay? It's very heartbreaking. It's something very hard to come to terms with. Like, wait, I messed that up? Oh no. The accountability really starts to kick in, and it feels a lot like shame. But they always come back, so just make sure next time you don't act crazy, okay? Because I'm not gonna act crazy with
He won't come back if he actually knows his worth. And if he does, there really must be something in you that he is giving you that chance.
Okay, and then I hate a man who know they work, because that just is aggravating.
Ladies, don't kill me for this, but women hate for a man to know his worth. We don't like that shit. Nigga come around thinking he know his worth. Oh, he too good for this, he too good for that. A man that know his worth ain't gonna let us play with him, and I don't like that. Me personally, I don't like that. Nigga, I need you to come around not knowing shit.
I don't like men who like know their worth. Like, I hate y'all. I hate men who know their worth. They be like, I don't gotta deal with girl shit.
As a woman, dealing with a man who knows his worth is literally like the most like humbling experience ever, because he will literally cut your ass off.
Society's always telling women, know your worth, know your worth, know your worth. But we act like men aren't supposed to know their worth. And people take issue when a man knows his worth.
Sounds like they want a man that can control, use, and abuse. Claim they're strong and independent while depending on a simp to pay their bills. Fellas, continue to better yourself and stay away from females like this.
These are the trash of society. They want to manipulate instead of growing together.
Toxic woman doesn't love you. Yeah. She falls in love with your lack of boundaries. She prays for a man who is weak, compliant, and afraid to speak his mind. Why? Because a man who constantly bends over backwards is the easiest to break. But a woman who genuinely wants to build a legacy with you doesn't want a fan. She wants a leader. She craves a man with his own opinion and his own direction. If she pushes you, she is testing your frame to see if you will crumble. Because if she can manipulate you, she subconsciously knows you cannot protect her. Never forget, if she hates your boundaries, it's only because she benefited from you having none. She cannot feel safe with a man she can control. It goes against her nature. She needs to know that when the world gets heavy, you are solid enough to lean on. She wants a partner she can look up to, not a puppet she has to look down on.
If saying no makes someone leave, they were only there for control. If she hates your boundaries, it's because she benefited from you having none.
Men, let's talk about one of the most dangerous traps a narcissistic person could set for you. It's not the name calling, it's not the guilt trips, it's the trap of making your reaction look like the real problem. Here's how it plays out. She pokes, she mocks, she questions your worth as a man. She just chips away at your calm until you finally snap. Maybe you raise your voice, maybe you shut down, maybe you slam the door, and then instantly she flips it. Instantly. Now you're the aggressor. You're the unstable one. That's not by accident. It's a tactic called reactive abuse. She manufactures chaos, then hides behind your reaction to rewrite the story. I've seen really good men fall for this over and over again, believing that they're the problem, when the truth is, you were pushed past your limit. You're not crazy. If this hits home, please hear me clearly. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You have been manipulated. What matters now is breaking the cycle and learning how to respond without losing yourself. DM me the word narcissist to book a call with us. And finally take back control. Protect your peace and live free from all these games.
And men are not falling for it anymore. And women are really pissed at this.
Is the day when men wake up and realize their worth,
Quiet quitting was a term that was trending a while ago, where underpaid and undervalued employees started cutting corners and putting in the absolute bare minimum effort into their jobs, working just enough to retain their position. And I couldn't help but notice a parallel to that in the dating society today. Men are at a point where they've become disillusioned with a lot of women because the veil has been lifted. Men are now checking out of relationships that no longer serve as assets to their life, but rather liabilities. Men are seeing the lack of gratitude and minimal to no reciprocity they encounter on a consistent basis from the other side. Unfortunately, we've built a society where men hear terms like toxic masculinity and patriarchal oppression constantly thrown around in public discourse, while they sacrifice at dead-end jobs trying to put food on the table and provide for their families. Men are tired of being gaslit and shamed for their masculinity and nature, and it's making them revolt against the same system that's holding them to unrealistic expectations. They see the complementary balance of the gender shifting way too far, and they're tired of being the main ones holding up their end of the bargain. A lot of women have fallen into the trap of measuring men by impossible standards because their expectations have ballooned from the constant revolving door of Hollywood and free social media validation. Men are struggling to keep up, and they're sick and tired of having to prove themselves over and over and over again just to ensure the love and the loyalty of their woman. A lot of it can be traced back to the proliferation of dating apps, which have hollowed out human relations and virtualized the dating marketplace. This, combined with a welfare state that can act as a safety net for repeated bad decisions and a lack of accountability, has incentivized promiscuity while simultaneously breaking down and demonizing traditional gender roles at the expense of long-term synergistic and wholesome relationships between men and women. Masculine men are the guarding walls of our society, and they've done an outstanding job holding it together, even though they've been continuously shamed and ridiculed for the very qualities that make them men. In turn, they ask for recognition for their efforts, yet society has failed to do justice to their sacrifice and perseverance in the face of all their adversities. The relationship dynamic between men and women are supposed to be comprised of a beautiful complementary synergy, not a tug of war where both sides stretch to compete and they stretch themselves thin. This is the unfortunate state of dating and relationships today that many men find themselves in. Women, in their quest for a vain sense of gender equalism, have forgotten what truly makes them attractive to men of caliber. A man wants his woman to be a place of solace and refuge, not another battle he has to fight. But this is the current societal predicament, and as more and more men walk away from relationships, dating, and marriage, they unfortunately are taking with them the most important masculine qualities that women and society inevitably cherish and need. So until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
We chose our peace over unnecessary drama. Happily single. We are looking for partnership, not servitude, and we are going overseas to find it now.
You know what actually matters in a relationship? It's not the roses, it's not the dinners, it's not the vacations, it's not the good morning texts with the heart emojis. It's how this man acts when he's pissed at you. And I mean mad, okay? Because any clown in town can be Prince Charming when the vibes are good and the sun is out. Planning a date, girl. Even the guys who cheat weekly know how to book a dinner reservation. It's called open table. But what this man does when he doesn't get his way, when he feels insecure, when he's mad, does he shut down and hit you with that silent treatment like a middle school mean girl? Or does he twist your words and flip them around and flip the script so now you're the one apologizing because he's throwing a tantrum? Or does he, brace yourself, actually communicate like an adult? Conflict is the audition for forever because it's all a scam. We're taught to look for charm, but guess what? Charm isn't character. Charm is sales. And conflict, that is the fine print of a relationship. Girl, if he's punishing you every time he gets uncomfortable, that is not boyfriend material. That is not husband material. That is an emotional toddler with an iPhone. You want a man who respects you, especially when he's mad at you. Not the one who tries to win the fight. You want the one that tries to fix it, not punish you for having feelings. So the next time you guys get into it, don't get caught up on the words. Look at the delivery. Look at the behavior. That's where the truth is.
So you want a man who treats you with respect when mad? Well, you have to do the same. And when you don't, you get humbled and dumped, and are left with chads and boys with conflict.
Women are afraid of men that know their worth, because if a man knows his worth, he'll call you out on you not knowing yours. Can you manipulate men that know their worth? No. At the end of the day, most people should ask themselves the inverse question if they want to learn about themselves. Why don't I want a man that knows his worth? Why don't I want love? Why don't I want to win? What comes up to the surface? That's the basis by which you investigate yourself. And so what I've actually noticed is that women don't want men that know their worth because they will challenge yours. And let's be honest, how many women have went out of their way to know what they're worth and to really connect to it?
They can't control you. They may fear losing that man. That's why they choose for long-term stability and security for her survival, by choosing a man they find dumb enough.
When she blames you for not being enough. I had a client who bent over backwards for his girlfriend, planned dates, supported her, did everything under the sun to make this girl happy. But no matter what he did, it was never enough. She just dismissed his efforts and just acted like they didn't count. Eventually, he did stop trying. He was drained. And the moment that he did stop, she just flipped on him. You never show up for me. You don't even care about me. And that, folks, is subtle gaslighting. A narcissistic woman will invalidate everything you do until you break. Then blame it on you for it. If you constantly feel like you have to prove your love, like nothing you do is ever enough, it's not you. It's the game that she's playing. Healthy relationship will not make you question your own worth. It will make you feel seen.
Just leave, plain and simple. Or else it just makes you go psycho, and neither of you are happy anyways.
The way a woman treats and speaks to you says everything about how she truly feels about you. Anger is never an excuse to insult you, offend you, or walk all over you. When emotions run high, the truth always leaks out. And in those moments, she's showing you what's been sitting underneath the surface all along. That's not just anger, that's resentment and despise. Anyone can get upset. Anyone can raise their voice. That's human nature. But when someone loves you, truly loves you, they protect you even when you're mad. They might argue, they might disagree, but they won't try to hurt you. Love has boundaries, and respect is the line that love never crosses. A woman who loves you knows her words carry power. She knows they can either build you up or break you down. And if she chooses to use them as weapons, that's not love. That's emotional violence. You do not destroy somebody you value. You don't humiliate somebody you respect. What people say in anger is often what they've been thinking in silence. That's why you have to pay close attention to the words that are spoken. A woman who constantly cuts you down, mocks you, makes you feel small when she's upset. She's showing you that she doesn't see you as her equal. She sees you as somebody to try to control or dominate. But the woman who pauses before she speaks, who chooses grace even when she's frustrated, that's a woman who's safe to build with because she knows that words can't be taken back. She understands that love without respect turns toxic really fast. So pay close attention to how she talks to you, not when things are good, but when things are tense. That's where the truth hides. The way she speaks to you when she's angry reveals the kind of love she actually has for you. And if her words become weapons, she's already told you everything you need to know.
You were spot on. My ex-wife was absolutely evil when angry and meant to hurt me with her words. She would later say that she didn't mean half of what she had said. And there you have it. She meant at least half of it, and it was all evil and cruel. And that is why they avoid men who know they are the prize, because then they can never gaslight them.
Women give men a million reasons to look elsewhere with their attitudes. So women got it twisted because women think that since they're beautiful and they have a vagina, that they're the goddess of the universe and that men should just be happy to be with them. But that what you don't understand is vagina come a dime a dozen nowadays. It's free. Because women are so emotional, it don't matter what you did all the way up until the moment she's mad. When she mad, it don't matter what you did. She'll destroy everything because she didn't get her way in these 5 minutes. Right. This is what women do in relationships. And then they say, happy wife, happy life. That's narcissism to the 1000th degree. But women don't think they're narcissists.
One tactic narcissistic women use to twist your reality. Major trigger warning before we start here. Men, I need you to listen closely because this is how she turns everything against you. This tactic is called reactive abuse. Okay, here's how it works. She gaslights you. She constantly belittles you. She questions your manhood, keeps pushing your buttons, and keeps you on edge. And then when you finally react, maybe you raised your voice, maybe you broke down. Then she suddenly plays the victim. See, you're the crazy one. You're the abuser. She just flips the script, making you doubt your own reality. I see this a lot of the time with my clients. Good men gaslit into believing that they're the problem, when they were only reacting to the abuse that they have been enduring. If this sounds familiar, you really need to know the truth. You are not crazy, and she knows exactly what she is doing. DM me the word narcissist if you're ready to take control of your life. Break free from this cycle and stop letting anyone else's manipulation affect your happiness. Let's talk through it, because you honestly deserve more than just surviving out here. You deserve to thrive.
Trust your gut. See the first signs, leave, and do not look back. You'll regret staying if you don't leave.
What would you say are some of the key elements of emasculation that women may be doing that they don't realize that they're doing? If you could just give us maybe 3 things, or you pick the number of this is what emasculation looks like, and this is how we can avoid it.
Well, can I give you 3 categories?
Yes, of course.
So one category would be withholding. So this is when we're not reaching anymore. They're reaching and we're So we will withhold attention. We'll withhold affection. We will withhold intimacy. We will withhold acknowledgement. We'll withhold quality information. We're not telling them the truth. They are dealing with they're spending their energy on an unreality because we did not tell them the truth. They're doing what they think is important to us because we didn't tell them. So we withhold. When in our workshops, we'd have women make lists. They'd shout out how they emasculated men. One woman said, I just don't feed them. I did that once.
Physical food.
I did that once in my first marriage. I knew we were out of milk. I knew my husband was going to come home starving, and he eat a salad making bowl worth of cereal before he went to bed. And I knew we didn't have any milk. And I was on my way home, and I could have stopped to get milk. And I was like, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was at the vengeful part of that marriage. But we have our son. When we both agreed he was worth 7 years of suffering. Anyhow, so withholding. Some women specialize in withholding. They withhold affection and attention, energy, admiration. It's a kind of green emasculation. It spends very little energy.
In plain English, it's just manipulation and game playing, weaponizing his emotions, secrets, and his past mistakes.
If you're a man who's done everything he can for his woman and she still treats you poorly, disrespects you, maybe even blames you for everything and why the relationship is so bad, remember that relationships are reflectors. So if you choose to love someone who does not have the capacity that you do, they will have no option but to reject you because you are an exact reflection of the love they cannot give and of the love they feel unworthy of receiving.
I saw this thing and it was saying that, you know when if a woman respects you when she's mad at you, how she speaks to you. And that shit resonated with me, man. Because when a woman not in love with you no more, she'll tell you some fucked up shit, bro. And she'll hit low below the belt, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's a telling sign if a woman really fuck with you.
Yeah, when a woman loses respect for you, man, she will say the most effed up things to you.
That shit could be crazy.
Talk to you in a way that'll have you up at 3 o'clock in the morning just thinking about life.
You be like, yo, listen, I'm the boss of
Either that, or to have you out there really getting back on your job to do what you got to do.
Yeah, nah, trust me, I've been there. And I remember going outside and like, I got to prove every day that I ain't what she said I am. Every day. I came back and I stunned on the bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This is the point where most men break. They refuse to acknowledge the red flags first and then suffer later. Men wake up and get out before it's too late. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.